Alrighty guys, welcome to the social prospecting section of the training. I have many strategies on this, but Dean and Tony and Jeremy asked me to really just kind of pinpoint what is the most effective one? What is the one that they can implement and get on sales calls so they can enroll people in what's really gonna help them like today. And this is what I picked for you guys. It's called How to Create a Two-Step Post. We're going to go over how to create it, the purpose of it, what makes a great two-step. We're gonna go over examples, and then also the messenger script that I have my outbound sales team use to turn basically a two-step comment, which you'll understand what that is in a second, to a sales call. So it's gonna be really, really fun. Now, a two-step is a social media post that simply just gets your market to raise their hand, offering something of value, free in exchange, okay? So we're gonna go through an example in a little bit. Now, the purpose of this is to book sales calls. I mean, you can use it to build your list, build your Facebook group. Like I have a big Facebook group and a big community, and I mean, that's a big part of our lead generation as a company. I recommend building one of those. You can use it to build your YouTube channel, whatever you want. And then you can also have them book a call, right? It's also gonna increase your organic reach already. And then what makes a great two-step? Well, one, it's desired by the market. Okay, so ask what the market wants and then give it to them. A lot of ones are quick wins that are good, easy to explain, very short to write. A lot of times what I like to do is a lot of times you're giving away a free training. So what I like to do is actually make the post to make sure there's enough interest for me to even make the training in the first place. So that's good. I post it Monday through Thursday. You can drive traffic to it. Like I'll post one on my personal page and then send an email out to my list and drive it to that. If you have a list already, if you don't, no worries, it's still gonna work great. Over-deliver on the value of the training. Ask them to comment. That creates virality. I would let it season for 30 comments before you start replying. You'll see what I mean in a second. And then do not give them the training immediately. What you want to do is follow the script that I'm going to give you, okay? So let's look at what an actual two-step post looks like. We're going to go through one that was one of my better ones, okay? And I think this is one of my best examples. This is actually the first post I ever made with my business, by the way. You can see this is 2019. So when I started I sold full-time for a long time, and then I broke off to start my own sales training business. This is the post that kicked off my business. And so obviously this stuff works because it's, kicked me off, and I was able to, take this, make sales, and get to a pretty high level. So we'll go through this, and I'll kind of give you an example of the copy. Obviously I have a headline here. I posted this on my personal Facebook wall, by the way. So I didn't have an email list. I didn't even have like an email CRM set up back then. I just posted on my wall. And I said, how to guarantee your prospect is blown away by your sales pitch - every time. And then I say, call out the audience. I say, high ticket entrepreneurs. There's a technique I developed which positions you to absolutely dominate your sales pitch. You use it during the tempo change right before your actual pitch. And while the prospect will receive it as genuine value and education, this little language pattern, and then I just write some compelling bullets here. Proof stacks your offer, realistic strong emotions and feelings, reframes the prospect, builds leverage to get them to take action now, just kind of make some curiosity, benefit-driven stuff. If you guys want to really read this and dig into it, I'll put the post here in the training. And then I call this language pattern the pre-pitch. Want to know the best part about it? It's genuinely helpful to the prospect. People tell me it all the time. This is by far the most part of our most valuable part of our call together. Anywho, I was telling Eli, and he's one of my buddies. He actually was Tony Robbins' top salesperson. I was telling Eli about this 2-3 weeks ago, and Eli wanted to asked me to script it out so he could check it out because he thought it was awesome. And as I got started, I couldn't help but imagine how helpful this would be to other folks selling high tickets. So this is the reason why I'm doing this. Okay. After all, most people's pitch transitions are awkward, clunky, and quite frankly embarrassing. So I'm kind of twisting the knife there a little bit, ultimately resulting in your pitch failing miserably and an upset prospect leaving the call with no value whatsoever. So again, that's the cost linking, right? We talked about that before. So that's ultimately what's going to happen if nothing changes. So here's what I'm going to do. If I get 50 comments saying pre-pitch below, I will create an extensive training on this with multiple examples so you can apply this to your own offer. Since this is actually what I use for my own sales calls, I'm not going to broadcast it live. Instead, if you want it, comment pre-pitch below. If I get 50 plus comments, I'll DM you personally so you can check it out on your own. If you want it, comment pre-pitch below. So you can see we got about 560 comments, did pretty well. Obviously, for this to work, you can make this work with 10 comments. So don't get discouraged at all if you're not getting 500 comments plus. But you can see what we did here is people are are saying, hey, pre-pitch, and then I'm replying, and I say, check your PM, right? And then what I do, and I always do this on my mobile phone, by the way, is I kind of pull this up on my mobile phone, and then I click that, I actually like, and then I reply off my mobile phone. And so I reply, and then I say, check your PM, then I click on their profile, I add them as a friend, then I send them a message. Okay, now here's what the message says. Message number 1. It says, hey name, just saw you commented, in this case, it's a different term, right? So just saw you commented sales on, and I wrote this for my sales team, so I'm talking about myself in the third person. If I was doing it myself, I'd just say, hey, I saw you commented sales on my Facebook post about whatever the training was, right? So in this example, this is a real example. I had made a post, there was like 900 comments that commented sales, and it was for a free course, okay? So I said, you comment sales on Cole's Facebook post about the free 7-figure selling sales course. Still want this? Let me know, smiley face. They're gonna say, yeah, I still want it. Cool, great. What's your email? And then we send, right? So we're not gonna send this like a big block of text. There's gonna be like send in one message. What's your email? Send. Also, were you looking to learn more about hiring and training new sales reps, or more so wanted to sharpen your sales skills? Send. Can send you an additional training based on what you're looking to try to do, and then I do that little like muscle emoji thing. So send. So that's 3 messages, but that's all at once, right? So I ask what their email is, and then what I do is I kind of like, I know for what we do in our offer, it's like 1 or 2 different types of problems. Usually we help people who want to hire and train new sales reps, or people who want to sharpen their own sales skills, right? So it's either like kind of sales training, or they want to hire and train new sales reps, right? So I'm kind of seeing like, hey, do you have this problem or do you have this problem? Just to get the conversation started. And then I have a benefit, like I'm giving them a reason why they should even tell me that with this next message of, I can send additional training based on what you're looking to try to do, muscle, right? So email, send, okay? Now message number 3. So they say, oh, my email's, cole@gmail.com, and yeah, I was just really looking like up my sales game, I'm closing 25%, I want to get to 30%. I say, oh, awesome. I have something for that for sure. That'll be helpful. Same email, send. But look, this training is going to be helpful, but it's not going to be the magic bullet to, get your closing ratio to 30% tomorrow. Do you have 5 to 10 minutes later today to chat? We have clients in your exact space hitting, in this case, I have clients in your exact industry closing 30% or more on their sales calls. I'd be happy to show you exactly what they're doing. Plus send, plus I can send you whatever trainings you need based on that convo to ... send. And promise, I got nothing to pitch you, LOL, send. Okay? So, what I want you guys to do here, this is super simple, right? 3 messages, and you can execute this very, very quickly. So, to break down this one here, I say same email, which I know it's the same email, but the reason I'm confirming the email is it's giving them a reason to respond to my message every single time. And then I say, look, this training is going to be helpful, not going to be the magic bullet to hit what you wanted. Do you have 5 to 10 minutes to chat later today? Then I say I have an exact, we have exact clients. You want to say something that builds some credibility and intrigue here. So I have exact clients in that space hitting those numbers or more. Be happy to share with you some of the frameworks we have them using. So you might need to tailor that one a little bit for you guys. Plus, I can send whatever trainings you need as well based on that combo to send. All right, and I promise I got nothing to pitch you. Now, you might be like, okay, well, you said you got nothing to pitch, but you just taught us the pitch. Well, this is gonna book what's called a triage call. And on this call, we have frameworks for this, but what I want you guys to do is just get on the call, understand where they're at, like kind of do the initial beginning parts of the sales training we just watched. Just kind of find out where they're at, where they wanna be, what's keeping them from getting where they want to be. So those 3 things: where are they at, where they want to be, what's keeping them from getting where they want to be. Just kind of really fully understand, give them space to understand their situation, give them some thoughts and a little bit of like super high level coaching, 2 to 3 very high level pointers on the what, not the how, and then end that conversation by saying, gotcha, and look, like I know those pointers are going to help, but again, they're not going to be the magic bullet to, have you hit $30,000 a month in your business tomorrow. So look, independent if you want to work with me as a private client or not, I'd love to hop on another call. I can go deeper on some of the frameworks I have my clients using right now to get amazing results with this. And obviously if you want to talk about what we do, we can go into that, or at the very least I can point you in the right direction, give you some homework to work on in the meantime. So if that sounds fair, I have my calendar open now. When works either next Monday or next Tuesday to work for you? I have 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. Central open either times. What works, right? And then we get the time, we lock it in, we send a calendar invite. Usually I'll just send a little training and say, hey, will you go through this before the next call? Really help us hit the ground running. Awesome, great. And will you let me know for any reason before that call if you can't make it or have to reschedule? Perfect. So that's how you go from the triage call to the sales call, which we just covered. All right, but this is going to get you a lot of triage calls. I do recommend this, and I got nothing to promise, or I got nothing to pitch you, LOL phrase, because it just it just kind of diffuses the pressure of like, oh man, this guy wants to sell me. Now if you think you can just get him right on a sales call from this, go for it. But this will get you kind of higher throughput. This will get you more people on those calls. So that is basically it for the 2-step. I really want to encourage you to experiment with this, come up with your own stuff, okay? Because I'm giving you exactly what to say here, but every market's different, everybody's different, and over time, if everybody uses this, people are going to kind of get used to it, right? And I want you guys to really be able to take this and make it your own, make it unique, so it never fatigues, and you can use this to get on sales calls, grow your business, make money for a long, long time to come. So that's it for this training, guys. Short and sweet. One strategy you can use to book sales calls. I'm sure you're going to learn a ton others in this program. You're learning from the best here. So it's been an honor, and I hope to see you guys again soon. And don't forget about that bonus training with the sales calls. That'll be in this as well, where I break down my own calls. So that's it, guys. I'll see you.
Was that amazing or what? And I think we should give it up for Cole one more time. Yeah, we're clapping for Cole. He's not around. You're home alone. I'm here. He's gone already. But I hope you see why I asked him to do that training, to come from a different perspective, to come from someone who really obsessed on the framework. Right now, listen, if sales are brand new to you, you could be like feeling you got hit by a fire hose all at once, a little bit of overwhelm. If you're already in this space, you're like, damn, best training I've ever got. Either way, it's a great answer, because if we're truly going to serve people at that next level, you must know sales. And that's why we went into it. And if it did feel heavy for you, here's what I'd encourage you to do. Go through the entire course twice. And as you evolve, come back through and just go through this sales portion alone. The value that you got in this section alone is honestly worth the price of this entire course. To understand sales, and without sales, we don't get to serve. Without serving and selling, we don't get to grow, we don't get to make an impact, and we don't get to change the world. And I don't care how much technology grows. I don't care if we sell on TV or through direct mail or the old days like Yellow Pages or on the internet or online or something in 20, 50, 100 years from now that I can't even envision what it could be. I promise you the psychology of sales, the framework you just learned, will never change, right? You learn the philosophy of sales. You learn the sales process and understanding people's states, right? Understanding the example of the belief ladder, right? How to overcome objections, even a sales script example, right? I mean, amazing. And then how to do social prospecting. Oh my God, how cool was that to see how you could get people to raise their hand to be able to talk to them and offer your product or service. And remember, when it comes down to sales, it really does come down to mindset. Because if you think you shouldn't or you feel bad, you won't. So who do we have to sell the most all the time? Who do we have to do the biggest sales job on? Ourselves. We have to remind ourselves that selling is service. As long as you love what you do and you know it impacts people's lives, this is a skill we must continue to hone. That's why I went so deep on the marketing section of this course. That's why I went so deep on sales. That's why this is stuff you don't see in any other course we've created, because this is the answer to your next level. I mean, you think about what this course is. It's really multiple courses in one. In any other world, you have to buy different courses to get all the value here. I'm just saying, Tony and I wanted to make sure there was nothing left behind. And again, if sometimes it's a little too much or overwhelming, congratulations. Uncomfortable action is how you get to your next level. Stretch your mind, stretch your thoughts, stretch where it is you want to go. I got to tell you one last story before I understood sales in the way I do now that I think will make you laugh, because I didn't have a framework and I didn't understand it, and I didn't understand the psychology at the level I did. Now, I was good at selling cars with my dad when I was 17, but I want to tell you, I was probably 19 or 20, maybe 21. And there was a piece of real estate that I really needed to buy, not wanted to buy. I was probably 21 and I already started buying real estate. I was buying some with no money down, some with the profits of cars I was selling. And I really tried to do my own mini version of what Walt Disney did in Florida, buying up all the property to end up putting Disney World, right? Well, I'm not Walt Disney, but when I was really young, in my little town, there was a great piece of property on the Hudson River. If you know anything about the Hudson River in upstate New York, it's absolutely beautiful. The view is gorgeous, just this mile-wide river, and on the other side, beautiful mountains. And I bought this piece of property for next to nothing that was just gorgeous, where condominiums or houses could go. The reason I got it so cheap, it was kind of landlocked, meaning it sat there, but there wasn't great ways to get into it or out of it. So I had to buy the property up around it. And I bought 2 or 3 of them. And I was juggling and using credit cards back then and borrowing money. Fun times. But let me just get to the sales part of this. There was one piece of property I really needed. And I was negotiating with the guy back and forth, and he gave me a price. And I'm going to throw out a price of, say, $200,000. I forget what it was. This is 20-something years ago. No, it's 30-something years ago. Okay. And I remember finally I said, you know what? I got to buy this property. And this is so long ago, there wasn't voice memos on your phone. There was answering machines with a little tape in your house. It was a box about this big. Your phone was hooked up to it, and there was an answering machine with a tape. And that's how you'd play it. So I call and I get beep. I'm not home. Please leave a message. And I said, you know, hey, this is Dean. I know you wanted $200,000 for your property, but I think you're asking too much because you kind of know I need it. The cat's out of the bag. Let's look at the realistic price. I want to be really fair with you. I will pay you $175,000. Let's do this deal. I hang up. A day goes by, day and a half goes by, nothing. Like, darn it. I can't believe this guy. He knows in any other world he wouldn't get 150. So I wait 2 days and I call back. And get the answering machine. He doesn't pick up my phone. And it goes to the same answering machine. And I'm like, man, okay, 175 doesn't do it. You know I need it. I know it's too much money, but let's go 190. Let's split the difference. Let's be done. Call me back. Let's make this deal happen. This guy, talk about playing hardball. Nothing. I don't hear from him. He doesn't call back, doesn't return my message. I'm looking at my phone every day, nothing. About 3 days later, I'm like, he wins. I call him back and said, okay, you win. I get it. I hope I didn't insult you. Sorry for the third message. I feel like a stalker. Let's go $200,000 and let's get the deal done. A day later, my phone rings. It's him. I pick up the phone. He's laughing hysterical. I'm like, hey, what's up? Why are you laughing? He said, I was away with my family. I got your first message. I was kind of intrigued at 175. He goes, but then before I called you, I saw there was another message and I listened to it. I thought 190, okay, we probably got a deal. He goes, and then you talked yourself into $200,000. He said, you probably could have got it at 190, but let's close this deal at 200. I learned a valuable lesson. I didn't have a framework. I didn't have a structure. I let emotions get the best in me. I didn't understand the selling psychology. And all those little things taught me how to be better at influence, better at impact. But now we're way beyond that. And when I see someone like Cole, who works so hard to give you the context, but then the framework, and when you combine the two, gain the confidence to make it real, I'm so excited that he was here to share. And no exaggeration. He gets $25,000 to consult because I paid it with some of that same exact training to fine-tune our team to make sure they do it through their heart with a process and a system, and that's what you got. I'm so excited you're here. Go through this section 10 times if you have to. We have some bonuses in this section. Now on to Module 6, the last one, but super important. See you there.